Hello, my name is Connor Smolinski, and I'm here to take you through an informative and deliciously delectable exploration of French cuisine and the famous chefs that live there. All right, so first we're going to start in Ile-de-France, which is there. Yeah. Okay, so in Ile-de-France, Paris is the focal point. It's like, Paris is the capital, so in this region, France, Paris is the central point of pretty much everything that goes on in this region. Le pain is a staple there. It is bread, and an example would be baguettes, shown here. Chocolates, pastries, and cheeses are also a lot of the main things that you'll find when in Paris. Another example of something that you would find is croque-monsieur, which is a ham and cheese sandwich. Croque-monsieur, the literal translation is Mr. Crunchy. And, the way they cook it, it is very crunchy and delicious. And sometimes there's like a butter cream on top. The feminine version is called croque-madame, which is Mrs. Crunchy. And this variant has a fried egg on top. Next, we're going to talk about Rhône-Alpes, which is right here. In this region, Lyon is the main focal point. Lyon is actually the gastronomical capital of France. It is the main hub for anything and everything that has to deal with food. In France, there are Bouchons Lyonnais, which are little side street restaurants, like little cafes. You're walking down the street and there are people sitting outside drinking coffee, and I'm like, oh, hey, I'll go in there and have a little bite to eat. So, cheese is very popular here. Buffon, Tome, and Reblochon are three different kinds of cheeses, and fondue Savoyard is very popular here also. With the fondue, they dip mostly bread and some other little delectables in a vat of melted cheese, and it looks very good. And I would, it's delicious. I would like some. Next, please. Next, we're going to check out the Lorraine and Alsace region, which they're both right here. That's not right. Okay, sorry, we're going to check out the Burgundy region. I got my cards mixed up. Burgundy's right here, Bourguignon. And in this region, beef Bourguignon is very common. It is made with, it's a beef stew that's got braised, it's braised beef it's braised in wine, beef braised in wine. And coq au vin is chicken braised in wine. Dijon mustard is very popular here in Burgundy, and it is used in lapin à la moutarde, which is rabbit in mustard. And escargot is actually pretty popular here too, which is snails, and they're usually stuffed with pesto and garlic. Sorry. Next, please. Okay, now we're going to talk about Lorraine and Alsace. All right, so quiche Lorraine is very popular in the region of Lorraine. It is if you're familiar with quiches, it's like you got a pastry pan with a pastry crust in it, and it's made with eggs, bacon, cream, some maybe vegetables thrown in. It's like a little breakfast pie. There are Mirabelle plums, which can be eaten alone in jams, or they can be used to make tarte aux prunes, which is a prune pie or prune tart. It's like a little think of a pie without the top crust on it, and it's just got prunes all up in it, and it looks really good. In Alsace, it's really close to Germany, so there's a lot of German influence there. Examples would be Choucroute, which translates to sauerkraut, and Kugelhopf, which is a ring-shaped cake baked with almonds in it, and that's what this is. Put a little powdered sugar on top, and you have a little drink with it, and you're set to go. Okay, next we're going to talk about Provence, which is right there. Provence is very close to Italy, so there's a lot of Mediterranean influence in the ingredients. There's a lot of vegetables such as olives, tomatoes, eggplants, zucchini. This can be found in ratatouille, which is a vegetable stew. We've all heard of that Disney movie that sort of plays off of that. And the coastline there provides a lot of seafood, which can be seen in their bouillabaisse, which is a seafood stew. Next, we'll look at Aquitaine. Okay. And Bordeaux is the main city where the gastronomical influences are happening. And it centers on a lot of rich food like foie gras and oysters and truffles. There's foie gras right up there. That is force-fed duck or goose. And usually they're fed mainly corn. And it gets the liver really fatty and really good, from what I hear. These are truffles, and mainly they use pigs and dogs to dig them out of the ground. But if you've got a pig with you, you got to pull him back real quick or he's going to eat it. So, and wine obviously is very popular here. It's some of the world's finest, and I have a picture of that down here also. Next, we're going to look at Brittany and Normandy, which are up here. Normandy's kind of broken into two parts on this map. They're very well known for their seafood, and this can be seen in the moule marinier, which are mussels, and their salade roscovie, which is a shrimp and cauliflower salad. It's in like some buttery broth. In Brittany, crepes are very popular. In Normandy, it's famed for their apple orchards, which are used for cider and apple brandy, also known as calvados. Here, I'm now going to talk about some famous French chefs. This is Georges Auguste Escoffier. He was one of the world's most well-known chefs, French chefs. He was the founder of contemporary French cooking, and he developed a world-famous dessert known as peach melba, which is this right here. It's like ice cream with peaches and a raspberry dressing over top of it, and it looks really good. I definitely eat that. This is Marie-Antoine Carême. He lived during the French Revolution, and he was actually one of Napoleon Bonaparte's personal chefs. Because of this, his nickname was the Chef of Kings, and he was a prominent haute cuisine chef, which haute cuisine is a type of cuisine that refers to fine dining, and it really encompasses many high-end food cooking styles. So if you ever go to a really fancy French restaurant and you get a big meal there, it's probably that kind of style. Our last chef is Joël Robuchon, and he is one of the world's most famous and best chefs. He's a modern chef, and he owns many chains of restaurants all over the world. Most of